It's an honor and privilege for me, as the National Party leader of the People's Labour Party and third Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis, to address our citizens at home and abroad, and residents and well-wishers of our beautiful Twin Island Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. By God's grace and mercy, we are here at the beginning of another year, having endured numerous challenges in 2023. Let us together welcome 2024 with hope for all the opportunities this new year should bring. Today, I reflect on the past year and look forward with humility and love, which have been crucial pillars of my life as a citizen and as national leader. I am grateful for the opportunity granted to me to have served and to continue to serve our wonderful country, and to contribute to the delivery of solutions and strategies that improve the quality of life for all people. As the third Prime Minister of the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis, I was able to lead a government that accepted the fundamental duty of the state is keeping our people safe and creating economic growth to ensure everyone shares in a more prosperous federation. We took this duty seriously, and the results showed. Our significant investments in the hardware, software, and human resource development of national security were undertaken to deliver a peace dividend and to free our country from societal dehumanization and the diminution of lives. Thank God, a significant peace dividend was in fact derived. The impact of this peace dividend on our economy and our society at large was evident, not only by the dramatic reduction in homicides, but also by the record high number of individuals employed and gainfully contributing to our communities. The growth of hundreds of small businesses owned by the sons and daughters of our city and rural communities stands as a clear testimony to the impact of our success in keeping our country safe, as well as our achievement in delivering other support that stimulated economic growth and development. Our economy was vibrant. Money was in circulation. The tradesmen had work, and hundreds of persons held more than one job. St. Kitts and Nevis was a safer place to live, and on the up due to a successful record of delivery based on hard work, patience, and humility. Sadly, those critical attributes of public service are in very short supply today. The current administration's approach is based on arrogance, pettiness, and ineptitude. Their recipe for government is demonstrably failing this country's people and prosperity. In 2023, key sectors of our economy, be they tourism, the CBI program, agriculture, manufacturing, fisheries, and construction, all underperformed with devastating consequences. The poor state of the economy means too many of our people today are without jobs. Too many fathers are unable to provide for their family as they are expected to do. Too many mothers do not know how they will make it from day to day. The high cost of living has compounded the issue of unemployment and underemployment. it has undermined our people's ability to survive and experience a decent quality of life. This is further exacerbated by the unceremonious, unconscionable removal of many of our vulnerable citizens and residents, including a double amputee and some of our grandmothers, from the carefully designed poverty alleviation program delivered by Team Unity. Regrettably, too many of our citizens and residents have suffered as a result of policy decisions and actions taken by this uncaring and inept administration. Many have determined that there is a growing stratum of persons living well below the poverty line. These are our fellow citizens and residents who are suffering from the worst form of abject poverty, and they are unable to experience a decent standard of living. This, in my view, is simply unacceptable given the legacy left to them by my administration. The revision of the minimum wage will only marginally help some individuals with low earnings. We hope that there is no increase in unemployment numbers or cutback in hours available to employees as a consequence of small businesses which are already facing hard times and now attempting to contain expenditure. A Labor Department official and apparent spokesperson has indicated that the livable wage is approximately $2,500 per month. With the rapid decline in the support granted by the Poverty Alleviation Program, which unfortunately may soon be discontinued, even with the increase in the minimum wage, there will still be a significant gap between the income of the minimum wage earners and what has been described as a livable wage. Ever more than before, this is time to increase the PAP support to the vulnerable. Indeed, this government had promised to increase it to $1,500 per month. But like so many other promises made by this broken government, this PAP increase has been added to the list of promises broken. Nothing is sacred anymore under this broken government. We need economic and people empowerment strategies that enhance relevant skills for the workplace. We need to deliver greater productivity and diversification of the supply of labor across all industries and sectors. The current administration clearly has lost its way through its arrogance. The reckless, condescending approach and tone of this administration, which have created many problems for the people of this country over the last 17 months, must end. There must now be a genuine effort to create an inclusive society for all. The rampant disregard for procurement rules, the continual acts of political victimization, the creation of a parasitical political oligarchy, favoritism and nepotism reek of the worst forms of deterioration and decadence in our federation. How can this broken government justify its award of the largest public sector housing project of nearly $600 million without opportunities for local contractors to bid? We look at the self-selection of the unremarkable entity for the over $6 million water tank project without any regard for procurement rules. We note that fewer than 1,000 water tanks were distributed, and the failure to account for the remaining 429 water tanks? Where are they? Who is renting or selling them? Has an audit of their delivery and condition been done? What has the audit report revealed? As we look to 2024, it is my hope that these actions that could only be described as inappropriate and inconsiderate will come to an end. But the incompetence of this broken government knows no end. 2023 was also hard for many of us because of the heart-wrenching impact of the soaring rate of homicides in our country. And regrettably, like many other important matters in our country, there was no leadership or humility and consideration from this administration on the matter of homicides. There has been no credible crime-fighting plan to address the disturbing trend of young men being cruelly stabbed to death or viciously gunned down. We were told in 2023 that crime would decrease when a new commissioner of police was installed. This inappropriate statement from the leader of government demonstrates his lack of understanding of the problem and poor appreciation for the efforts of individuals who have given yeoman service within our national security apparatus. This government continuously remains silent as the gains in peace and security are being reversed. On a per capita basis, our murder rate exceeds that of Jamaica, Trinidad and Tobago, and indeed all other CARICOM member states. Given the size of our population and the number of murders to date, we have one of the worst murder rates in the entire world. This, in my view, is a crisis. But this government parties along, seemingly deaf and blind to this worsening national tragedy. The new year must see a new crusade to address the soaring rates of homicides under this broken government. The promised better way must be much more than an empty slogan. The escalating homicide rate, which far exceeds prior years, has evoked calls for the continuation of some of the innovative and effective programs developed by my administration, including the Explorers Club and the Alternative Lifestyle Pathway Program, commonly referred to as the Peace Program. I grieve with the families who lost loved ones to these brutal acts of violence, and I condemn these heinous acts that bring tragedy and fear to our communities and country. I want to urge the current government to set aside its own petty party political approach and reconsider its dismantling of programs created under my government but created for the benefit of the people. Don't discard an effective, life-saving solution just because you didn't think of it first. 2024 must usher in a new self-awareness and self-confidence for our people. I say to the people of St. Kitts and Nevis, the power lies with each of us and all of us to contribute to making our country the best that it can be. We must prepare to do what is necessary to bring the change which we deserve. As consistently demonstrated, the People's Labour Party stands ready to work with all citizens and residents to deliver a prosperous future. As National Party Leader of the PLP, I extend an invitation to all to come help us build a more inclusive, bigger and stronger movement to take our country out of the political and economic morass that this broken government has placed it. In this regard, I continue to advance the call for and the cause of unity. Let us all commit to calling out injustice wherever it raises its ugly head. Let us come together to make our country, St. Kitts and Nevis, stronger for all of us. Let us work in unity to deliver the safer and more prosperous future we deserve. Happy New Year to all. May God bless our beloved nation. Thank you very much for viewing.